explode your social media accounts using Pinterest. No, wait, that's actually not a good strategy at all. And this is what you should do instead. I'm Emily Bales. I'm a Pinterest marketing and ad strategist. And for the past 4 years, I've helped my clients and my students increase their traffic and turn it into profit through the power of Pinterest marketing. So I have been on TikTok for the past 1.5 years, and what I have been seeing a lot of Pinterest gurus saying is that you can build your social media accounts through sending your Pinterest pins directly to those social media platforms, and you're going to increase your followers and yada, yada, yada. So I'm gonna break down exactly why that's not a great strategy and what you should do instead. So like I mentioned, I've seen that a lot on TikTok, and it kind of confuses me because it's such a bad strategy. So first, let's talk about really the purpose of Pinterest. Pinterest is a traffic driver. So people come to Pinterest and they have a problem and they're actively looking for a solution. So they go up to the search bar and they type in what they want answers to. And essentially from those pins that come up, after they've hit enter on their search, they're going to look at the pins and decide which one is offering the best solution to their problem. And a lot of times they will save pins. That means they will put it onto one of their boards and they want to come back to it later. Or if they feel like it is providing a really great answer to their problem, then they might actually leave Pinterest and go to that website so they can find that solution. So like I mentioned, Pinterest is a traffic driver. It is driving traffic to wherever you want to send traffic. So maybe you do want to build your social media accounts. So you're thinking, Emily, it does make sense to drive traffic to my social media accounts. But here's why it actually does not make sense. It creates a really clunky and honestly kind of poor user experience for your Pinterest audience. And in result, they are probably going to bounce off of your content and then go find somebody else's content who is actually going to serve them in a better and more organic way for Pinterest. You see, Pinterest users are more adjusted to, or they really expect there to be this certain experience where typically they're going to a website, right? They're not going to an Instagram account, or they're not usually asked to open another app. And that's what's gonna happen if you are sending them to Instagram. It's going to be clunky, like I mentioned, and is probably going to prompt them to open up that Instagram app. Or if you're sending them to TikTok, it's going to ask them to open up TikTok. And it's just not a great strategy. So what I would like for you to do instead is to think about long form content that you could create that is going to nurture them, inspire them, educate them, teach them how to do something in a really great way, give them the solution to their problems. And one exception where you are not driving somebody to your website, but you could drive them to another platform would be possibly YouTube, actually. And the reason why that might work to send a Pinterest pin to YouTube is because you are still serving people in that long form way. So through YouTube videos, you can inspire your audience, educate them. It's that long form content that's really great nurturing. Now, I will say people still might be a little bit more apt to bounce when they click through to the pin and they realize that they're going to YouTube. So a way that you could work around this that could still help build your YouTube channel would be to drive people to a blog post. And you might be thinking, Emily, I don't want to blog. I don't want to write blog content. And I get it. I hear that a lot from my clients. But what you could do is you could actually transcribe a YouTube episode if you didn't feel like creating that blog content. And essentially you could create that transcription and you could put that in the form of a blog post. And then what you could do is embed that YouTube video, and then people can go and decide if they want to actually watch the full length YouTube video. And obviously through YouTube videos, you are asking people to subscribe to their channel. They will ask you to like their video, etc. So you can see where that would then build your YouTube channel as well. And while you have them on your your site, you can always ask them to do other things too. So one way that I nurture my audience is I ask them to sign up for my email list, and then through that, I am essentially giving them my free masterclass where I'm giving them loads of free value. So there's also an incentive there for them to want to sign up. But one thing I absolutely do not want to see you do is drive that traffic to Instagram or TikTok. Like I said, it's really just not a great user experience. And there's also another reason why it's not great is because when you are sending traffic to a third-party platform or a place that you technically do not own, you do not own your Instagram. Your Instagram could disappear, be disabled at any point in time. You do not own your TikTok. Once again, you could be banned on TikTok. It could be disabled at any time. You don't own that real estate, which kind of makes it a little bit tricky because when you're driving traffic to those sites, because it is a third party and you don't own that real estate, technically, those pins are actually indexed or kind of filed away by Pinterest in a different way than the pins that you're driving to your website, which you can confirm with Pinterest. So one thing that I teach when you are setting up your Pinterest account and really creating those foundations is that you actually confirm your domain. So that would be confirming your website. When you do that with your Pinterest, what you're gonna see is your website and then a little globe by it, and you will see that on your profile. So all of the pins that are going to that website are actually indexed differently than the pins you are sending to platforms that you don't own, like your YouTube, your TikTok, your Instagram. And what I find is those pins that are indexed differently, that are going to your website, those typically do perform better as well. Now, as I'm talking about confirming the domain, getting started on Pinterest, I would love to invite you to watch my other YouTube video where I'm sharing exactly how to get started on Pinterest if you feel like you're lacking some of those Pinterest foundations. I also have a live training called 3 Easy Steps to Make Money on Pinterest. That also is going to teach my proprietary Pinterest framework that's gonna give you a really solid foundation for marketing on the platform. So I would love to invite you to check out both that YouTube video where I'm teaching you how to get started on Pinterest, and then also my free masterclass where you can learn that proprietary framework for building that solid Pinterest foundation. So that's really what you need to know about driving traffic to the social media accounts. I do not recommend it. I don't think that you're gonna see those pins perform well. Do you wanna test it? Sure, at the end of the day, it is your Pinterest account and you can drive your pins there, but I just don't think you're gonna see the best results. So I just hate to see you waste your time. And I think that there's a much better way that you could naturally nurture your audience and really build your Pinterest account and see that grow. So I would love for you to now subscribe to my channel, like this video, and then let me know in the comments what questions you have. I think that it gets a little tricky for influencers in particular who are really building their entire business on social media platforms. And this is where I have seen this come up the most. So I would love to know what questions you have so I can help you. And I can't wait to see you soon in next week's episode. Bye for now.